2K Sports pregame show.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us. This is Ernie Johnson. Eddie Smith is here. Shaquille O'Neal. Big guy right there. Wow. And it is Magic basketball tonight as the Orlando Magic go up against the Atlanta Hawks. Looking at the Hawks, they are hungry for a win here. Last season they got swept by this team. 4 straight losses, something they haven't forgotten. And already the grind of the new season starting to show. Shaq, how do you stay fresh for the long haul, both as a player and as just a massive individual?
Veteran guys, you got to know how to pace yourself. And
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and 2 Hall of Famers. Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. This crowd is really ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Magic. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season. Last year was a lopsided affair as they were able to take all 4 games in the series. Earning the sweep.
And they usually came out on top when these 2 teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Here we go. And it's the Hawks to start out. Looking at the starting 5 for the Atlanta Hawks. They've got Collins, and it's McKinney in at the small forward. Young dishes to Collins. Hawks passing it around. Shots good from Young. Orders for a couple teams that had high hopes coming out of the gate. Frustration starting to build, and you can even sense it with the fans. They're getting a little bit nervous here.
And this is the critical stage where when you've gotten out of the gate slowly, it's your leadership that has to step up. They've got to have a strong voice in the locker room, not overreact to mounting frustrations, and just calm the nerves of the team.
Let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. That instant replay brought to you by Under Armour Hover Hammock, giving us a chance to relive the unleashing of chaos that time. It's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Hawks shooting their first free throws here tonight. First free throw is good. So he gets them both. First quarter, just over a minute played. Money passes to Cook. Here's Money. Pass to Boucher. And the layup's good off the glass. Boucher's got his first 2 points of the night.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Alder.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, I had a chance to talk with the head coach of the Hawks. It's the first matchup of the season against this team, and he knows that they have great shot blocking. And he did say we've got to remain aggressive and continue to attack. Put the bigs in high pick-and-roll situations. Shoot the jumper with confidence. They feel that's the key, Kevin.
That's great, David. Thanks. They've got their hands full against a team that plays such tough D.
And that's why you got to be flexible in terms of your game plan, particularly on the offensive end. They might have to try a few different approaches till they find one that works.
Well, I agree, because I don't think anything's coming easy for them tonight. They know it's almost impossible to score in bunches against this team. You've got to grind it out.
Orlando, they've gone 4-4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Pass to Young. And it's blocked. They get it back, and the shot goes down. Here's Money. 5 points in the game. On the pass to Boucher. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Young outside.
Yeah, just never easy trying to guard Young without fouling. And he is great at finding ways to create these calls.
The Hawks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line. Shooting 2.
That's good from Young.
Just a bright young offensive talent. Young isn't shy about forcing the action. Takes a lot of trips to the line.
Boy, he's just been so consistent, right? I mean, every time he's gotten to the stripe, he's delivered. This is great stuff.
Here's Thompson. He doesn't hit that one.
Boy, the defense gets into his head and alters his release when he really doesn't have to.
Counted good.
You just can't leave anyone open around Young. He's very capable of spotting his uncovered teammates.
Money passes to Cook. A beautiful reverse layup.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Well, it was the Hawks winning their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte. Young for 3, and Harkless pulls it down.
Well, there's no consistency on the field in this quarter. We'll see if he can get his shot going.
Pass to Boucher. Thompson outside. He kicks it to Cook. Inside. Here's Money. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Money's got 7. The Hawks trail by 5. It's Young on the wing.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Cook, the pass to Money. Boom, he chins it straight down.
It's hard to believe he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
And obviously makes him very difficult to defend because he can fly right over you.
Here's LeVert, still looking for his first bucket in this one. The dish to Young. Goes up from the top of the key. He kicks it to Cook. Inside. Here's Money. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Money's got 7. The Hawks trail by 5. Here's LeVert. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. The dish to Young. Goes up from the top of the key. No good on the shot. Hit long that time.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Well, you can see he's sputtering a bit, but he's trying to get going. I do like that he's continuing to be aggressive.
Fruitful possession, just doing what they can to extend the lead.
Well, this is a perfect example of how you want to run your offense. Disciplined but determined. Nice possession, Greg.
Harkless with the bucket.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Yeah, and some nights, you know, the starters carry the load, and then there's others when it's about the bench. That night, the bench won out.
Well, they came to play for sure, and it took the pressure off that starting unit, which is exactly what you're hoping they would do.
Here is Cardinal. They get the rebound. Levert the pass to Cardinal. Pocket 6. Starks. Kicks to Yabusele. But they'll get another chance. Here's Levert. The Hawks again can't hit.
And something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
And that's a foul called on Money. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Boy, picks up that second foul very early in this game. He's going to have to tread lightly for the rest of this half.
Cardinal dishes to Starks. Pass to Yabusele. They need this one. And Harkless pulls it down. Magic leading by 11. Here's Money. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. You know, Doris, when the defense is cutting lanes off, it's so great to have the floater in your arsenal. Something that can loop it up and over these guys, which clog the area you want to go into. And there are a lot of guys that really utilize that well.
I'll tell you, and the ones that have both hands at their disposal are especially dangerous. So you see Steph Curry warm up with all kinds of floaters and awkward spins and things of that nature, and he can finish with either hand. Kyrie Irving can get any place he wants on the dribble, and if necessary, pull that floater out of the bag of tricks. And then you think of the assassin out there in Portland, Damian Lillard. Woo-hoo-hoo, get inside the free throw line, put that soft touch on it, you know it's coming down on your head.
So fun to see. Back to Thompson, and Thompson throws it down.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
Oh, no doubt. I think they've controlled the paint. They've used their size and strength to get off any shot they want.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against him right now.
But, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
And now it's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best fast break teams from a season ago. Number 1, the Magic. The Hawks second.
And you know what? These are two of those teams that just live off their transition game. They put a lot of pressure on you defensively because that's where they get the bulk of their offense.
18 feet out. The second effort. He takes it up and lays it in. Thompson's got his third basket of the night.
Thompson, he has such a low, wide base. He is near impossible to fully box out.
Oh!
You got to hit it.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
Pass to Levert. And they get it. And no good that time. And Orlando the other way.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Stolen. Starks outside. The pass to Yabusele. Starks outside. Harkless with the steal. Here's Money. And he throws in for the top.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
Passes it to Yabusele. To the inside. Here's Levert. Rebound by the Magic. Thompson's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Money. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with it.
And they're just dominating on both ends. And it's reflected now in the score.
Well, absolutely, Greg. They're absolutely rolling in sync totally on both the offensive and defensive ends.
And that's a foul called on Money. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Ouch. 3 fouls for him already. And now if you're the coach, you got to think about sitting him down.
And the Hawks making a change here. Herter, defended by Harkless. Kicks it Cardinal. Poked away. Harkless with the steal. And here we go with Cook. Into the hoop. Money controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Money's got 18 points in the game.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Pass to Cardinal. Herter, defended by Harkless. To the paint. Now the pass to Cardinal. Just 4 to shoot. Cotto. And that time, also a missed shot.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Boucher's shot is off.
And look at how well the defense does to cut his path to the basket. Comes up empty on what might have been an easy play.
The bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
And a moment now to look at the stats for Money. He's coming off an excellent season. And with his ability to put the ball in the bucket, he has to be your primary focus defensively.
I think defenses plan to stop him, but very few succeed, Greg. And that's why he's his team's leading scorer.
Another steal. Oh.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. 1:58 left in the first quarter. Down low. That's tipped, and he gets it back. And Harkless pulls it down.
A nightmare quarter for this guy. Simply can't buy a bucket.
Money, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. With college basketball expanding the 3-point arc out to fever range, Doris, does that set the table, you think, for the NBA to move its arc, their 3-point shooting line, out as well?
I think one of the things that I would like to see, Kevin, is a more unified game across countries, right? We've talked about the NBA and basketball in particular becoming a more global game. I think one thing that I'd really love to see at the lower levels of basketball in the formative stages is young players have to play with a shot clock. Because what that forces those players to do is be 3-tool players. Under duress of a shot clock, you better be able to put the ball on the deck, make a pass, or take a shot. So I think the more we can normalize a set of international rules, the better basketball is going to be long term.
1:15 left to play in the first quarter. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Back to Cousins. The Hawks working the ball around. Here is Cardinal, defended by Harkless. Pass to Collins. There's 49 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And that one drops. Collins has got his second basket.
Yeah, boy, it never gets old watching this guy go to work at the offensive end. He's so gifted.
Oh, big finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. So it's the Hawks now. Here is Cardinal. No points in the game yet for him. McKinney, no good. Lobbed up there for Thompson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
You can see how long Thompson's arms are when he goes up to finish that alley-oop.
Here's the Hawks with the ball.
I need to get sales, boy.
Passes to McKinney. Fader on the way, and no good.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the beat all over, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
We're at the end of the first quarter. We've got a blowout already in this one. Magic out in front, delivering the blowout. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2.
I need to get right with these guys because this is for sure underground account.
In the game, DeMarcus Cousins talked about his maturation over time.
And the player that thought he knew it all, thought he was the best thing walking, and you know, I think I've humbled myself a lot since then. So, of course, my game has grown, my knowledge of the game has grown, my IQ, but it's just a typical thing from a rookie to, you know, a veteran.
And you know, Greg, you see it on the floor now. When Cousins keeps his emotions in check, he's a force on the floor.
And Kevin, that's the key. When he's focused on the game and not the ref, he is almost unstoppable.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in a second. And for the Magic here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
I think one key is they've controlled the tempo so far. And I know it's early, but it helps to have this kind of lead.
And so in the game for the Hawks, they've got Young, and it's Collins in at the 4 spot. Sinks the triple.
Boy, the D just not quite close enough to prevent that 3. I mean, you can't give him that kind of space.
Here's Money, defended by Young. Tipped away, out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
Taking a look here at some numbers for Trae Young, how he did last season. 4th in scoring, 4th in free throw percentage, and he ranked in the top 10 in assists. An incredible knack for drawing defenders and finding the open man.
And clearly one of the dominant scorers we have in this league. His top 5 ranking last year puts him right there in the ranks of the elite.
And right there, Young may never have the physical tools to be a great defender, but his competitiveness overrides it. This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, he does not waste one of them.
He's so very quick to convert off the miss, and usually with authority.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Magic have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
Cardinal kicks to McKinney. Young outside.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Thompson with the bucket.
Yeah, there are several ways that Thompson can be a factor on the offensive end, and he's still adding to that arsenal.
Greg, what are some of the positives that Tristan Thompson's play brings to the team?
Still a very efficient scorer on the shots that he does take. And he lives mostly inside the paint. And still a strong offensive rebounder. But his days of being a threat on the offensive end as the game has evolved seems to kind of gone away.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Here's Young. Makes it off the glass. Young's got 6.
solid there, just recognizing when to drive. When Young has some wiggle room, he sees it.
Money passes on, and intended alley-oop jam.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Cardinal kicks to Young. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Yep, that one goes in there. He's got 8.
Such a creative ball handler. Young has an ability to carve out room for himself with his dribble.
Orlando getting another chance here. Here's Money, defended by Young, and Harkless slams it in.
You just gotta love the way he moves the ball. Very unselfish.
I'd say he's looking to set up his guys as much as possible, and you can tell his teammates really appreciate it.
Young outside.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
Here's Cook. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. Here's Boone. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Just great anticipation by Young. He just sees the play developing, knows exactly where he wants to go with the ball.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Atlanta gets called for the foul. The Magic shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. That's good from Cook. And the Hawks making a change here. And so Cook nails both of them. Here's LeVert. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Pass to Young.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Here's Boucher. He trains the quick shot. Boucher's got 10 points.
Now, I think they'll keep going to him more and more as they look to hang on to their lead. Why not with the way this guy is shooting it?
Young passes to Starks. Picked away. Fast break. Here come the Magic. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
They're getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Boy, just a step quicker than the defense, really. Catching them off guard and capitalizing well.
And the pass to LeVert. Poke loose. And up the court come the Magic on the break. Cook's got the ball. That's a beautiful jam.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Now Young. A 20-point game for him in the win against Charlotte. Pass to Starks. It's Young on the wing. Here's Jacobson. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Oh, easy putback. No one got a body on it.
Boy, I'll tell you, Greg, that's just inexcusable. All they had to do was box him out. You learned a lesson the hard way in that instance. Boy, he's been unconscious this quarter. I love the confidence he's playing with.
Here's Young. 8 points for him. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
I'll tell you, he's had a tough night. And if you're going to shake out of a slump, he is not going to do it with those kinds of shots.
The offense is running well, but more importantly, they're taking the shots they know they can make.
Well, they haven't had to force anything. They're simply moving the ball and working for the best available shot.
Here's LeVert. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
And Thompson throws it down.
Yeah, Thompson's athleticism allows him to finish with power.
Hawks have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the second quarter, just under 50% shooting. Kicks to Young. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And now, here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second chance points in the NBA. Number 1, the Magic.
Yeah, that was a huge factor for them a season ago. Their ability to attack the offensive glass and then convert those into second chance buckets. I mean, no one did it better.
And so Young nails them both. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
And this guy's trying to close this game out in style. He's not going to stop attacking until he's sure this win is in the books.
Good on the triple. Young's got 9 points now in the quarter.
I think you could see early on that he was really with a rhythm and flow tonight, and now he's really starting to take off.
And again, it's the Magic from deep.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
For Atlanta, they've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter, a nice efficient 50%. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Orlando's gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. Money. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Atlanta's shooting around 29% from the floor. Tough night for them all around on the offensive end. Young with no one around. Another miss by Young.
Boy, they leave an area of the floor totally unprotected, and he lets it go to waste.
Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, it is the era of positionless basketball, but how exactly did we get here? Well, new defensive rules at the turn of the century encouraged face-up scoring, motion-based offense, and guard play over isolation and post-ups. As a result, offensive rules have become more interchangeable.
It has become a positionless game now. David, thank you very much.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Dishes it to Cousins. Now, here is Young. 13 points in the game. Knocked loose. And up the court come the Magic on the break. Here's Boucher, rebounded by the Hawks. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game, and that game will kick off a 4-game homestand.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Nothing there.
Oh!
My goodness. Yeah, Thompson, a very good passer for a player at his position. Knows where everyone is heading.
The Hawks shooting 38% in the second quarter. Offensively, they look a little bit confused. Here's Young. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Orlando's gotten it going from downtown in the second quarter. They're 3 of 3 on three-pointers. Another possession, another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Atlanta again missing. And it's Cook with the ball for the Magic. The baseline J. Offensive rebound.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
And here's Young. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket. Yeah, and that three-point shot, it really has looked awful here in the second quarter. It hasn't stopped him from attempting them, but it's time to maybe find something else to do. That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. 1:16 left in the first half of the game.
I tell you what, I'd settle for having as many points in this game as he has rebounds.
You know, you have to be an absolutely tireless worker to rack up 20-plus boards.
Cook kicks to Boucher. Money, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
I'll tell you, that's an assist that shows great sense for where his teammates want to move.
Atlanta's shooting around 24%. Not a good showing here. Young taking his time here. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. And a look at the locations on the floor where he's been shooting the ball.
This is the shot chart of a dominant performance. I mean, he's taking a lot of shots because right now he believes that every shot he does take is going in. And who can blame him with the way he's played? Simply outstanding work coming from him. Just has lost the feel in terms of scoring here in the second quarter.
Count the basket.
Boy, as aggressive as he's been hitting all these shots, they're still behind.
Here's Money. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Atlanta gets called for the foul. The Magic have missed a few free throws up to this point, shooting 4 of 7 from the foul line tonight. First one falls for him. Both good from the line that time. The Hawks shooting in the second quarter has been pretty iffy, down 32%. Passes it to Yabusele. Pass to Cardinal. From past the arc. Boucher with the rebound. Boucher's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Here's Money, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Orlando, able to put on a show for the Agents. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. DeMarcus, you guys have had chances, but you haven't taken advantage of those chances. What do you say to the team?
That's something I've been preaching on. They're giving us a lot of opportunities, and we got to do something with it. So hopefully we can keep them missing shots and we can get something out of it.
We'll see what happens in the second half. Thanks, DeMarcus. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Boy, a lot of energy in this arena tonight. The hometown fans getting after it. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal's here. So is Kenny the Jet Smith. Out in front at the half is Orlando. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny?
Well, it has been an electric performance. These guys were firing on all cylinders. They came out aggressive, going after those rebounds, and they were piling it up. I think they wanted to send a message with their physicality, and they're going to be nearly impossible to stop if they're playing that way.
And Shaq, what'd you see from Atlanta?
The first thing to say is, what's up with the turnovers? Jeez. You can live with some missed shots and stuff like that, but you can't keep turning the ball over. It's crushing for a team. It just saps all your confidence when you play a half like that, Ernie. Ugh.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
$40, bro. You got 40, 20? I'm sorry, man. Monday.
We'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. What a game we're seeing from Money.
And how about that? Already through two quarters and some change, he's got a double-double.
I'll tell you, he took over the game in that first half, Greg. They really have got to find a way to slow this guy down.
Orlando's gotten off 4 shots from three-point range tonight and buried every one of them. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And so in the game for the Magic, we've got Thompson, Cook out there with Money. Then there's Mo Harkless, and it's Boucher in at the 4. They get it back, and denied. He sends it right off the glass.
Gets it to very close range, but there was no way the defense going to back off and give him that layup.
Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Young from outside, and Harkless pulls it down.
Rough start to the third quarter. 4 attempts, no makes.
And again.
My goodness. 50 for the 8.
Yep, he is putting on a show. Now, here is Young. Defense right on him. He kicks it to Collins. Back to Young. The quick look, no good that time.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage play. And then during the story of the half, one team shooting it lights out. The other, the lights are just out.
Yeah, that's right. You said it. They don't find a way to switch it back on. They're in trouble.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's a look at the schedule for the Orlando Magic. On Saturday, they'll host the New York Knicks. Then on Monday, they'll go up against Russell Westbrook and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And for that matchup with the Clippers, this is a game that they are expected to win. But sometimes those are the kind of games where you get a little bit sloppy and start looking ahead. Either way, they'll need to put in tremendous effort to walk away with the victory.
LeVert's checked in for the Hawks.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts. Yet the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Young outside.
No question he's having a bad quarter, so somebody else needs to take charge of the scoring if they're going to cut into this deficit.
And that's a foul called on Money. That's it for him. He's fouled out.